Hi guys, this is just a quick video to show you how to use the graphing function in Microsoft Excel. This will be of use to you for your coursework assignment, both in the business profile part and also the Excel spreadsheets tasks section that has to be handled in next term. I'm using the latest version of Microsoft Excel here, and this is the same version that we have at Highlands on our computers. I have some data here. This is made up data from a bank, let's call it Lloyd's CSP for the sake of arguing. And we have months here, look, January to December, and then in this column here we have the number of new customers, and here we have the bank branch profits in terms of hundreds of thousands of pounds. Now, I mentioned in the last lesson about the difference between within participants and between participants design. And here we have two measures from one source against months of the year. This is within participants. Both these sets of data, this one here and this one here, come from the same source, the same bank, and they're measured over a 12-month period. This has an impact on the type of graph you would use. In this case, I would use a line graph to display both series of data. To use the graphing function, you simply highlight the data and go to Insert here, look, and then choose from over here the type of graph which is appropriate, in this case a line graph. Just use the simple 2D. I'm not interested in flash options or anything like that, just a simple 2D graph, that one there, and just click. And the graph is created automatically. If you click on that line there, you'll see which data series is picking up, and if you click on that line there, the blue one you see is picking up that series of data. This graph is correct, it's the correct choice, but as far as your assignment goes, it won't get you full marks because it's still it's incomplete and it's not tidied up enough. The first thing you need to notice is that here the y-axis relates to these numbers and these numbers here, with this series of data representing the higher values and this one here the lower values. However, notice that the units are different here. This is a count of customers and the units here are in sterling, so we have two separate measures, if you like, across two units. So it makes sense to separate these two out. You won't be able to correctly label that axis because it relates to two different items. One is pounds and one is numbers. So we need to separate them out by plotting one of the series on a different axis. This is very simple. Let's choose this series here. Just left click on this, then right click, select data, right click, format data series. I'll get this right in a second. And up here it gives you the option of a secondary axis. Do you see that? Right click, format data series, secondary axis. So if we select a secondary axis here, it then plots this series on a secondary axis. The blue series is on the existing or the original y-axis. Okay. The second thing I recommend in order to provide as much information as possible to your reader is to, if possible, provide numbers that represent the values at each point. This can be done simply. If you go to the plus thing up here, look, which enables you to add chart elements, you can choose a data table. And now you have below the table below the graph a table which provides the values at each data point at each month. It also provides a key. So the original key here, look, this one here can be deleted. Simply highlight and push delete. Gives you a bit more space as well. We're almost there, just a few more things. First of all, up here on the chart title, just click and just type in, which would be new customers, new customers and profits. In brackets, be accurate, don't forget, in brackets, pounds by thousands by K, close brackets. Okay, and when you click off, the title will appear. Don't forget also to label each of the y-axes. This one here relates to this data set, so this is new customers over here. Okay, so if you click on your graph element additions up here, you have axes titles, and here we're going to type in new customers and just position it just right next to the axis, and here over here just click where it says axis title and type in profit in brackets pounds K close brackets. Axis title down here can be deleted, you don't need that axis labeled, it's obvious. That's the okay, that's all there is to it. That's your graph, and it shows two series across two axes. What I like to do, just as a bit of icing on the cake, you see this axis here relating to the profit data series. What I like to do is I like to label I like to colour the axis the same colour. See if I can do that. So if I just highlight the axis there and go to, let me see if I can work out how to do this. I don't normally use this version of Excel. If I can't do this, I'll just leave it for now, which I think I'm going to have to. Yeah, I'm not too sure how to do that. I'll do that in class on Friday. But I would colour that axis the same colour as the data series to remind. Oh, here we are, look. Right click, format axis. I'll just do that again, look. Right click, format axis. And here, if you go to this little paint pot here, you can, I believe, colour the line the same colour. And then you can colour the font the same colour. And that will give you, I'll put it in bold, look. That'll put us in bold. So now that axis is coloured the same as the data series. So and just do the labelling as well. The item there, look, the axis label. So now the label, the axis, the numbers on the axis in terms of pounds, and the data series are all the same. This draws your reader's attention to the fact that this data series here, profit, is measured against this axis, and this axis here is measured against this one. You could do this one blue if you wanted to, for the sake of completeness. Okay, that's that. If we just bring another graph into play here, and let's say this time is bank 1 or branch 1, look. Oops, can't spell. Branch 1, and then branch 2, and let's create some data relating to branches. Let's say there are 5 branches, and here we'll say redundancies, and we'll say, we'll just make up some data, look, 10, 12, 15, 18, 19, 25. Okay. Now, going back to our design, here we have numbers from different sources. So this design is what we call between participants. The data are between participants. In this case, the participants are the branches. What I recommend you do with a situation like this is go to Insert, and this time choose a column graph like this. And because the columns don't touch each other, it brings the reader's attention to the fact that these columns represent numbers or counts that come from different sources. Okay? Again, because you only have one series of data here, to display the numbers, if you right click on the columns and then just go format, right click on the columns and go add labels here, you can just add the numbers on top of the columns, and that's fine. Okay, I just like to make these a little bit wider myself. Makes it look just that little bit neater if they're a bit wider, like that. Don't forget to label your axes. So here, if we go to plus axes titles, and here we have branch, and here on the y-axis we have number of redundancies, and this time we don't need to colour any of the axes, we only have one data series, and we have a title already produced for us by the graphing functions because we only have one column there. So just to recap, we have a within participant measure, two within participant measures here, same branch measured twice over a period of a year by month,